Is your business banking platform actually fun to use? My guess is probably not, unless you are using the solution that I'm going to be talking about here today, which is the Relay banking platform. Now, if that idea sounds far-fetched, stick with me because I've got Deanna from Relay that's going to come in and do a full tutorial and show you all the cool features you didn't even know a banking platform could have. So stick around for this tutorial video, and if you want to sign up for your free Relay account, now is a great time to do it. If you want to set it up for the new year, go to jamietrall.com/relay, and you're going to get a free $50 for opening a free account. Yes, that is free money for opening an account, but you got to use my link. So again, hit that link down below, and here's the tutorial.
Hey everybody watching, my name is Deanna and I'm a product specialist here at Relay, and I'm here to give you the goods, to show you exactly what Relay looks like inside the platform, what you might experience as a business owner. For anybody that has never heard of Relay before, we are an online banking platform for businesses. So we don't have any physical locations. You do everything virtually with us. So essentially you can bank from anywhere. And we work with, all different types of industries on Relay, and all of our core services are free. So whether it is opening your checking and savings accounts, making basic payments, connecting to your accounting software, FDIC insurance, that's all just basics that come with a Relay account, which is pretty exciting.
One thing too that I've noticed is like sometimes they're like, oh, it's free, but, right? There's like a catch. There's a bunch of different things that pop up all the time. And for me, for the things that I do, I haven't had any kind of, there's no crazy minimum that all of a sudden, no, you didn't hit your minimum and now we're going to charge you. And you're like, what are all these bank charges? You got to love like the random bank charges and trying to figure out exactly why and what you did wrong. So I have not experienced that at all with Relay, which is great.
And then calling into the bank to say, what was I charged for? And it's like this big mission that you're going on. And you're like, eventually they want you to give up, right? And you probably do.
Yeah. And people do.
Yeah, people do. Yes. And to talk about fees on Relay, like I just mentioned, the basics are free. There are only two things that we charge for on Relay, and a lot of businesses might not even use these features. So you can absolutely get away with free banking on Relay. We charge for outgoing wires, $5 domestically, $10 internationally, or we have an accounts payable subscription that you can upgrade to. I'll talk about that a little later. It's $30 monthly, but if you don't upgrade to the pro and you don't wire for your business, it is completely free to bank with us, which has obviously been your experience so far, Jamie. Now, I know that, Jamie, you do a lot of profit planning and coaching with your community. So a lot of people do come to Relay for that type of cash flow method as well. Some of you may follow the profit first method. We work well with anything of that sort. If you want to use buckets or that kind of thing, any business that comes onto Relay, you can have up to 20 different checking accounts. So if your goal is to get away from that one lump sum, which is a crazy way to try to run your business, right? You have no idea what money's coming in or out, what you can expect, what money you actually have to make financial decisions. So the best way is to start separating that. And that might look very different for many different businesses. The point on Relay is you can open additional bank accounts whenever you want. You put in a name. Maybe this is going to be my new equipment fund, my fun fund, or maybe a tax account. You can make it checking or savings. Select who else in the business, if anybody, does need access, and you create that account immediately. So once you're approved on Relay, you as a business owner are in the driver's seat here, and you can really customize it to how you want to run your business. And the word customize is not often thrown around with the word banking. So it's kind of a foreign concept, but it's really, really cool. And these accounts are individual, so they don't all bucket into one fund. You can see we have individual account numbers here. They will show as such in your accounting software. And as Jamie mentioned, there is no minimum balances for these or monthly account fees. So if you want to zero some out, you absolutely can. Now, with the multiple accounts, that means you probably want to transfer funds in between these accounts. And we've got two different really great ways to do this on Relay. We have a manual way to move funds between the accounts. And what's really nice about this is if you're adherent to a certain cash flow method, or you're really trying to understand where money is going in your business, being able to come in and manually transfer funds kind of helps you build that muscle as a business owner. And so you can transfer funds to multiple accounts at the same time. either by dollar amount or by percentage. So if you've made a goal for 2025 that 15% of all of your income or deposits is going to the tax account, you can easily math that out here in the transfers. No need for an Excel sheet on the side, which is pretty cool.
As much as I love Excel, not everyone does. So
exactly. It's not everybody's love language. Let's just say that. Now, obviously that's the manual option. We do have a version that is automated, which is pretty exciting. And most people kind of think like, there's no way you could get me excited about banking, but just watch. So if you have certain targeted percentages you want to move around your business or certain savings goals, you can actually plug these transfers into your bank account and have them run in the background for you, which is pretty great. So if you decide that on every single Monday, you're going to totally zero out your main income account, which you can do because we have no minimum balances. And then by percentage, you can send funds around to the separate accounts here, all designed in, what goals you have for your business or what you're really saving towards. But this is kind of set it and forget it, run it in the background. And if your goals change over time or you want to work with different percentages, you can come in and edit this. Again, it's customizable to how you want to start moving funds around in your business or what you're working towards. So you've got the manual option, you've got the automated version. It is totally choose your own adventure, but it's very customizable for your business.
Yeah. And the customizable part is one of the things that I love about it. Because I like to get into my numbers. I have my Money Mondays where I sit down and do kind of all of it because it helps me stay on top of what's happening. But I also know a lot of business owners that I teach are like, I don't want to be worried about it. And I just want to be able to look in my bank account and see how much I have to spend for various things, see how much I can take out, right? If you've used either Profit First or My Profit Planning, this is a great tool to just keep it running in the background and you don't have to worry about it. And then if you're ever wondering, like, can I afford something? You just log in, check that specific account, and then you know if you can or not, right? Which is so much easier than the hemming and the hawing that we're typically dealing with.
Yeah. And I'm sure, Jamie, your experience with a lot of business owners is they get into business for what they're passionate about, the service they're providing, the goods that they're selling, not necessarily the financial aspect. So needing to roll out a bucket method or a different cash flow method, it's a great way to make steps forward in your business, but it's not going to be everything that you do. So the ability to come in here and just quickly look exactly what's going on, see what transfers you have coming up. It's kind of like you're re-educating yourself on your own business. So it's a pretty great option there. Now, I did mention, or I think Jamie mentioned this in the intro, but a lot of you might already have business bank accounts. It doesn't necessarily mean your business bank is supporting you the way that you want to, or is necessarily working how it should. Relay does connect to 100% of US banks. So it is easy to connect directly to your bank. It is free to transfer funds in and out of Relay and typically takes 1 to 2 business days. So if you want to add Relay on to your existing banking relationship or make a complete switchover, we're very friendly with other banking platforms. So when you are working on your transition time, or you just want to have another banking relationship to support your business, it's a very, very easy thing to do to connect the two and work with them moving forward, which is pretty nice. Now, we do have card options, of course. We have debit cards and we have new credit cards that just launched in September. The debit cards are really great for businesses that have employees, especially for expense management. So you as the owner can create new debit cards whenever you want. They can be virtual, they can be physical. And what's great about these cards is you can tie them to individuals in your business. So you will see directly on your bank feed who's making all these transactions and where they're tying back to. But you can also tie them to specific business accounts as well, your checking accounts. So if you have all of your operating expenses coming out of one spot, that's great. Or to make it even safer, you can have a separate checking account and that can be the only one that the employees have access to. So it's very separate. They can only access what's in that checking account. And again, you know where all the transactions are coming from. But of course, you can set individual limits on the cards, turn off or on ATM withdrawals, and newly, you can actually set vendor and category controls. So if you wanted to create just a gas card for somebody and block all of their transactions, you definitely could. Now, if handing over a physical card to someone makes you a little hesitant, don't worry. Again, you are still in the driver's seat here at Relay, so you can terminate the card, freeze the card, change the PIN. So no worries about never getting that back. You're still in control and can make changes, create new cards on the fly.
I think this is one of the things I saw about Relay that I was like, oh, wow, I didn't even know to look for this in business banking. but the spend controls when you have a team, and just the idea of like being able to have these virtual cards and they have access to this and you can really easily handle all the permissions. It's so much better. I know for a really long time, I had to buy everything for my team, right? Like it was me. And so they had to come through me. And now it's much easier for my team to be able to make those purchases on their own. I still have full control and view of everything. But I don't have to be the one doing all that admin work. So if that's you, like this is a great way to do it, but do it in a really controlled way where you still feel like you're not just giving away, the farm.
100%. And I think, Jamie, it's like one of two situations. You either have to do all the purchasing or you're running your card around and sharing it with the rest of your employees, right? And that's equally as challenging for different reasons. So yeah, let them have a little bit of independence, but you're still in control here, which is important. I did mention that we launched a credit card in September, so it's a very new feature for Relay. It functions very, very similar to the debit card here, but it gives you that extension of that extra cash that you might need throughout the month. So the charge card, in order to be eligible for it, you have to be in business for a year, you cannot be a sole proprietor, and you have to make $240K annually in revenue. If you meet all of those requirements, you will see a prompt on your Relay screen to apply for the credit card, which is exciting. Now, the credit card is structured a little bit differently, and I'd actually love to hear your thoughts on this, Jamie. Yeah. But it is tied directly to your Relay checking account, so it's automatically paid off at the end of every billing cycle. So on day 31, that payment comes directly out of your checking account. You can't actually carry a balance on it month to month. Oh, and the reason that we did that is because we have a lot of businesses that come to Relay for cash flow management, whether it's profit first, profit planning, whatever you're really into, and the ability to kind of stop you from going into debt every month and just work with what you've got in your business was a method that we really connected to at Relay. And so we thought like, hey, why not roll out a card for this as well?
I actually did not know that that's how that worked. And I love that. Like, I think I am not an anti-credit card person, but I am an anti-carrying a balance on a credit card.
100%.
Because a lot of people don't understand the way that credit card interest is calculated is not what we think it is. The one time I didn't pay the full balance. I paid, all but $100. I think I had a $12,000 balance. I paid all but $100. It was just one of those like, oh shoot, don't have quite enough. Like I'll pay. Right. I had to transfer money around to pay the whole thing. I had $100 that was outstanding for one day on my credit card. So I'm thinking like, okay, how much could the interest really be? They charged me $180 in interest.
Oh my gosh.
Because they charge you for your normal average balance of the entire 30 days, right, and are charging you for 30 days worth of that. So you lose your grace period if even like a dime is unpaid. And so at that point, I was like, carrying a balance on my credit card is a no-go, right? Yeah. So I love that feature. That's amazing. Are there points? Do you get points or any rewards?
Of course, yes. Okay. So we're doing cashback rewards. It's a 1.5% on all transactions on the card. And there's no annual fee. Again, we've kind of, the theme of this has been like, you're in the driver's seat and it's free banking, free credit card as well. And something also that's pretty cool about either of the card features, this works with debit or credit, is the ability to do receipt capture on these. So it really makes this like a full expense management platform, which is pretty great. Yeah. And the idea here is you can set up so that I want every single transaction from the card to have a receipt. And because Relay is the banking platform behind the card, as soon as a person makes an in-person purchase, they can get a text message immediately reminding them to upload their receipt in Relay. That'll tag to the receipt here, and eventually will make its way over to your accounting software as well. So receipt capture is a very habitual thing. If you either use it or you don't use it, we'd like to think that we've got the best shot of you using it because we can get that text message to you immediately. But it's another really great feature, especially if you've got more than one person in your business making purchases.
And I'll link down below this video. I did a video this year that talks entirely about the receipt capture function and gives you like more behind the scenes of that. But I do love that, especially, I do think we need to be capturing our receipts somewhere, whether it's within our banking platform or within our accounting software. They need to be somewhere. It's going to make it so much easier on you. This is one of those, like, people typically learn this lesson the hard way.
Oh, yes.
The IRS comes knocking and you're like, oh, shoot, how do I substantiate these? So I very much recommend having receipts. But even more than that, Also documenting why it's a business purpose, because just having a receipt from Target does not mean that it's deductible. Okay. So
exactly.
We're also going to have to write a note or something that will show you, yes, this is a deductible expense. And I see there is a place here for notes.
Yes.
Use for that.
Exactly. So yeah, connecting the dots there for you. Yeah. And I think that's what's nice about this is, a lot of business owners, just like the credit card example, you have to learn sometimes the hard way. But what's great about Relay is we're trying to build everything in one platform. So you don't have to use multiple different things and think, oh my God, I got to get another program for this. We want to be a one-stop shop for your business. And so that's adding in these additional features is definitely, we're on the road to do that. One or two last things I'd want to mention on Relay. We do basic payments for free on Relay, which is pretty great. That means that you can make next day ACH payments for free on Relay. You can also make check payments for free. We will print and mail checks on your behalf. Let's say you are working with an independent contractor, you want to pay by ACH. And when you're adding them as a payee inside of Relay here, you can actually request that they fill out all of their own banking information, but you can also require a W-9 form from them. And if you have been through this once, then you know the pain that can come in the new year. And if you have given any payment without requiring that W-9, you are going to be chasing quite a few people. So being able to do that directly in the feed here is a pretty nice feature. And then, so that's like the basic version of payments. We do have a Relay Pro subscription. It's great for businesses that have a lot of outgoing payments or want an approval set up in their payments here. So Relay Pro is $30 monthly. How it differs from what I just showed you is it allows you unlimited same-day ACH payments and unlimited wires. So if you are a business that wires frequently for different reasons within the business, it's pretty great to do $30 for unlimited wires, but it also allows you to set up approvals on your payments. So if you've hired a CFO or a bookkeeper to help you with that, that's something that you might want. Again, totally depends on the needs of your business. You can use the basic version for free or upgrade to the pro, or try both and cancel your trial at any time. Point is, you've got some options here, which is pretty cool. And then one last thing I'd mention here, just before I talk about bank switching, is you've got the ability to collaborate with anybody you want on Relay, whether it's business partners, a business manager, any employee. You can invite whoever you want to your account via email. You are in charge of their access level. You can change this, remove this at any time. Same thing with any outside advisor. So a bookkeeper, an auditor, CPA, you can give anybody access under their own set of credentials and 2FA. So you're not sharing your personal password to give anybody access, which is pretty great.
And y'all, I share passwords sometimes. I will admit, they're to like my social media platforms and things like that. Like sometimes it happens. Never share your password for your bank. Okay. Just as much as you trust somebody. I even have a separate password for my own husband. So love him, but have your own passwords for your bank.
I appreciate your honesty there, Jamie. Now, one last thing before I'll stop my screen share here, but I wanted to talk about our bank switching checklist. So when you look at Relay through the quick demo I just did, it's very obvious that it's a very intuitive platform. It's super easy to use, and it probably supports you in ways that your local business bank probably doesn't right now. But now you're thinking, what about the transition process? If I do want to move over to Relay, how can that be as pain-free as possible? Well, we've tried to think of everything here, and what we have is a bank switching checklist. So once you're approved on Relay, it's going to show you all the different things that you can do. It's going to help you create all of your accounts, send ACH information to the people you need to get paid by, create debit cards, all that jazz. But it's also going to prompt you to link to your external bank account. So whatever local relationship you have, it's going to have you connect there. And the reason for that is A, so you can start funding your Relay account, but B, so we can provide you a recurring payments checklist here. So any of the auto payments you have coming in or out of your other bank account, we will give you a list of. So you just have something to start working off of. So you know, okay, I need to sign into Stripe, update my info to my Relay bank account, to Gusto, to Uber, and you have something to work off of in the future for when you make that full transition. So it's not yet going to switch over all the information for you. Hopefully we have that in a future version, but it's going to help you definitely get there, which is pretty great.
Okay, I had a question. So going back to the credit card, card. So you said we can't carry a balance on a credit card. What if you don't have enough money in your account to pay the credit card, or can that not happen?
Great question. So we do have a 4-day grace period. So, the 31st of the billing cycle comes up, it's supposed to be auto paid. You would be notified if there is not enough funds in the account. You've got a 4-day grace period to be able to make that payment. And so whether that's waiting for a deposit to income, transferring funds from your local bank, then you'd be able to go in and make that manual payment. After the 4-day grace period, you'd get charged 3% of the balance on the card. But if you end up never paying it, then obviously we'd have to, cut the card. Probably there would be implications on the account as well. But you can make a manual payment whenever you want as well. So I know, especially if you're doing different cash flow methods, you might want to pay the card off more than once a month. And you can easily do that as well. Like maybe that's part of Jamie's Money Mondays as she goes and pays off the Relay credit card. But you can do that too.
Yeah. I use all that float. I do not pay off early. I applaud those who do.
Yeah, exactly.
I was looking for a bank, like a banking platform like this 6 years ago. I scoured the entirety of the World Wide Web to try to find something where I could do this. And I could find it for personal accounts, but I could not find something for business accounts. And I really wondered, I was like, this would be so beneficial for a business, specifically when we're talking about, even if it's just business savings, right? There's an option for business savings that makes interest in Relay, which is amazing. Or for saving for taxes, right? Like that's the most obvious thing, to have this separate bucket that we don't dip into because it's for taxes.
Yeah.
And I couldn't find it. And so I used various different things, and Relay finally came across my screen, and I was like, this is it. This is the thing that we have needed and been asking for, business owners have wanted for so long. Y'all, this solution does it all, and then more that I didn't even think to want. And now I'm like, oh, how did we not have this, right? It's such a great solution for managing your business. I talk so much about managing your finances, right? It's been, I guess a year now, I think, a little over a year since I started partnering with Relay, and it has bbeen probably one of the best partnerships I've had. So I just appreciate everything that y'all do.
We love you back, Jamie.
So hopefully I've proved to you that banking can actually be fun. So go sign up for that free Relay account. Like I said, they're going to give you money just for signing up. JamieTrull.com/relay in order to get that deal. And if you want to check out that full tutorial I mentioned in here about the receipt capture, definitely check out this video next. And I'll see you next time.